How to prepare for the DILR section, how to plan and how to sequence logical reasoning and data interpretation. It's been a bugbear thing for several people. Right? So in Quant, it is broken into chunks. There's percentages, there's profit and loss, there's ratios, there's mixtures. You finish a topic, you feel like, I have finished this topic. DILR, you can feel like, look, I'm swimming in this vast ocean. I don't know what I have completed. I don't know what I have not completed. I don't know what my level of proficiency is. I don't know how ready I am for that exam, where this section is the toughest one. So we've tried to put together a schedule, a framework. Our 2IM course follows this. And so what we said? We said, look, we'll do simple data interpretation, simple logical reasoning. And so this is isolated parts. And so some bar graphs and charts, some pie charts, some tables, some sequencing and arrangement, grids and tables. This is the data interpretation of logical reasoning you could have expected in CAT in 2008 or 9 or 12. From 2015 onwards, it's been way tougher, an order of magnitude tougher and different. This is plain vanilla. Something which is you can still find some traces of, especially the logical reasoning part in exams such as Maharashtra CET. Right? But this is not the real deal. And then what he said, look, we'll put together DI and LR, the standard prototypes, tougher than these. This is to get comfort over what is the percentage, what is growth rate, what is revenue share, what is a market share, what is a grid, what is a table, basic understanding leading up to this. And here what do we do? Some parts where you have missing data, combining pie chart and table in DILR, tournaments and visualization, where we have tournaments and you see a Rubik's Cube being shifted around, data missing sets, mathematical puzzles, set theory, challenging questions, the standard prototypes. Right? But I must tell you that even this, we have created this sequence to say students have a mechanism to say, okay, I've not done all visualization questions, I've not done all tournament questions, I've not done all set theory questions. So we said, look, we'll collect them to give them a feeling that, hey, I've finished this, I'm comfortable with this, I've covered the ground with this. Right? So this is these are the building blocks for logical reasoning. Right? When we did all this, we realized that the best questions in CAT, the best questions in logical reasoning and data interpretation, technically speaking, do not fall nicely into any of these. Do not fall into this, do not fall into this. Obviously not into this, but not into this either. So the way of preparing should also keep that in mind. We cannot have a mechanism where we force fit categorizations when the exam paper does not lend itself to it. If you look at the CAT 2022 LR DA paper, there have been for 12 sets, you look at them, probably one of them you can say, okay, this is definitely look like a mathematical puzzle thing. Somebody else will say, this is not so mathematical, man, this is something else. So lots of times it falls into that something else category, a mix mash of several things. And so all this is to say, look, you've covered the ground, you've set the stage, but the real deal is next part. And so we have a bunch of content, a lot of content, which what we would call a mixed bag. What we say, look, it cannot be categorized as a set theory puzzle or a mathematical puzzle or a Venn diagram puzzle or ratio puzzles or an averages puzzle or visualization puzzle or tournament puzzle. None of these. The last tournament puzzle I did was not really a tournament puzzle, but a table filling puzzle. The one before that I did was heavy duty math. So lots of times it is a mix of all these. How do you prepare for that? You say, look, I'm going to do lots of puzzles which are not categorizable, which are actually mix of a bunch of things, which is what comes in this section. Lots of sets with detailed solutions. So how do I get better at these? You get better at these by practicing more and more questions with more and more variety. So I've not done, what are the chances that you would have done a question of a very similar template that appears in the actual paper? Close to zero. Is the preparation still worthwhile? Yes, definitely it is. You do 6 questions of 6 different templates, you get better at cracking the 7th template. They want to check whether you're ready to check like the N+1 template, which is quite super useful. After this, what do we have? We have actual CAT questions. Very often, the best puzzles, the most wonderfully delightful puzzles are the actual CAT puzzles. The last couple of years, at least last year, I found some of the puzzles to be super boring, but those are my complaints. Leaving that aside, the really juicy puzzles are the ones that have appeared in CAT before. We've done detailed solutions, explanations, and thought processes carving out for all of them. The way to do this, cover basic ground in DI, basic ground in LR, do combinations of tick off some of the boxes so that you hear this term, you're not worried, I've covered that. Then come to the meat of it. The meat of it struggles from not being categorizable. So don't force fit categorization where it does not lend to it. I know our mind feels nice and better if we say, I've done tournament puzzle, I've done rent puzzle, I've done rearrangement puzzle, I've got classification puzzle, and put 25 names and feel like I've covered 25 topics. The exam is not along these categorizations. So forget about it. Do the basic groundwork and then get to the meat of it, where it does not have to be categorized, but it is meaningful. If you've done the basic ground, the pieces are in place. The more and more variety we do here, the more and more comfortable you are going to get in cracking the variety point, the variant that you have not seen yet. And that's really the ball game. They really want us to be ready to crack something that is not on a template that we've already seen. So that's the point. That's specifically what they are testing. We've got to get geared for it. And so, beautiful course. I'm rather proud of the way we have gone about this. Every solution is super detailed and with video. And every video solution is based on a thought process that have intuitively occurred. Very often I find LR solutions saying, where they say, okay, fill this grid, all this thing you fill, 3 options are possible, 1 and 2 become null and void, 3 is the right answer. And then from that grid we answer questions. No. I would have naturally tried this. I go and hit a roadblock because it doesn't work. So I come back and say, no, this didn't work. So let me go to the next variant. We have done our video solutions by going and hitting a roadblock and then saying, okay, that didn't work, let's choose the next one. And not by saying we picked the right answer and then blung in the solution. So it's very heavily linked to the thought process, which I think is a real deal. So try out the course, see that and learn in this pattern. It should pay off. There's an element of keeping the faith in LRDI, where you're saying, look, I'm doing the right things. My scores will come. My mocks scores will happen. They'll move in the right direction. They will improve. They will steadily show good sign. All of that you should do. But if you cover this many puzzle sets of good quality, your scores, every chance your score has of going up. Right? This whole sequence, pattern of preparation has been done keeping the 2IIM course in mind. So basic DI, basic LR, a checklist of names you're likely to see, and then a mixed bag of puzzles. Right? But to be very honest, it is something that you can do for any course, anything else, so you can do this. So cover the ground, know the terms, detail, hit the standard template, put that aside, understand that this is necessary, but not sufficient. This is not the ball game. The real mixed bag, non-categorizable, tricky ones, which you can't force fit into any definition, those are the best ones. Then move on to those. Definitely prepare for the actual CAT question. Best wishes.